What are your ideas to narrow the wage gap in Canada?
I think that Canada needs to help with the housing, like the affordability of housing for young families, young people, have a higher wage of living that's based on, a higher wage based on what's the living costs right now, because they're not equal at all, and I think that would also help the opioid crisis too, because it's just there's too much hopelessness and people need to hope.
Well, I don't know. I'm someone, I've been a person with disabilities my whole life. I'm a little bit scared of money because of that. But I think this living wage is a smart idea. Again, anything to make it so that people can live healthy and they can feed themselves, they can have their medical, they can have their dental, they can take care of themselves. It's important.
Some people work harder than others too, right? Like some people don't want to work as hard. Some people maybe can't work as hard. And is that fair for them to not make as much money? I don't know. I work hard. I make good dollars, but I work hard. So I trade a lot of personal time and family time for work. So it would sure be nice though if everyone could have a living wage and we could afford to do that.
Well, I don't see why we can't have a higher minimum wage. I know it got raised to like 15 an hour, but that's $30K a year, and in Victoria, rent is like $1,800 a month. So in Australia, they have about $25 an hour minimum wage, same with Scandinavian countries, so I feel like that would be a good place to start.
I think if you make more, you should be paying more, but then not burden the middle class too much, because if you look at the tax brackets, the middle class end up paying the most, and the guys that are making, obscene amounts hardly pay any tax. That's not right. You can't make the people in the middle suffer for everyone, and then the guys at the top who make most of the money then pay very little. We have to fix that. That's not right.
There's a lot of offshore tax evasion going on in Canada, and they are not on it. The wealthy don't pay taxes, and because they don't follow the rules. It's not that it's not that they're not paying enough taxes. They just aren't following the rules. So there's a little bit of, CRA has to tap down a bit. I think would help with the cash flow.
I think that one of the problems is a lot of people who are on these low-wage jobs don't have opportunities for education to get into a higher age job. So I would like to see more training in terms of that. And, also, minimum wage is pretty minimum. If we have to look at the other balance, if you're going to allow people to make that low a wage, then you're going to have to do more with affordable housing and things so that those people can afford to actually live a normal life on that wage. So, one or the other, it's either increase wages, increase education so they can get, but those jobs are still there. If you increase the education, we still need those jobs serviced. So we need places for them to live, and they have to be able to afford a decent living.
So I have some ideas. It probably wouldn't be popular. I think there are countries where the most senior leaders and organizations have a certain percentage more than they can earn for people lower. So there are those kinds of ideas. I think, obviously, taxation, get tax more up above and redistribute down below. And actually, I heard an interesting story about using, setting in place like universal, like basic income, and how that actually benefits the society as a whole.
Tax the rich people far more. That's the main thing that we should be doing, I think.
Yeah, why do you think that would work?
Well, let's see. There's many things we can go into. There's going into just a universal wage as well, which has been proposed before at other places. But anyway, I think it would work mainly because if we could actually distribute the wealth more evenly, it would just take a lot of people out of poverty to begin with. Yeah.
Anything to
add? I've heard about UBI, but I don't know. There are always unforeseen consequences with any kind of method to alleviate one problem, right? You end up with others. So it's hard for me to give an opinion that I wouldn't feel would come along with a whole host of other problems.
Probably raising minimum wage, yeah, because I know like most people living in minimum wage have difficulties even like just paying their rent and their food and all of that. So definitely, and I'm a student, so I can attest it's difficult to like live just on a minimum wage salary.
Well, I think the Ontario government's been trying to increase the minimum wage, and that helps. I don't think it's a situation where it's ever going to be resolved. To be very honest with you, I don't know what they can do. To be honest with you, I mean, keep the unemployment rate down. Yeah, that helps. But this thing about taking from the rich to give to the poor, I don't know. I really don't.
I do like the idea of adjusting the tax brackets so that we can have a better distribution of the wealth of the services that are available to make sure that people who are in need of support get that support.